Hi, I'm Emma Keller,
And I'm Kirsten Conley.
and then our topic was constructing viable arguments and critiquing the reasoning of others.
So, for an elementary level example, we took a look at first grade teacher Liz O'Neill. She works with her students by engaging them in composing and decomposing numbers. She does this by giving her students a bag with 10 cubes, a paper plate, and a recording sheet. In addition, sentence frames were posted on the board so students could produce academic language using structured student talk and convince their partners with oral justification. During the game, one partner takes some of the cubes and hides them under a plate. The remaining are placed on the top. The second partner uses sentence frames to answer questions. What number do you see? How many are hiding? How do you know how many are hiding? And in addition, the answers are recorded. Roles are then reversed. The partner game gives students practice in composing and decomposing numbers within 10.
In mathematical examples for adult learners, we were thinking adults already have these like critical thinking skills, so they use viable arguments and critiquing the reasoning of others almost every day in the workplace, especially if they have a leadership position. Adult learners can use these as like a communication skill in the office and encouraging open-mindedness towards others' ideas. They can also lead people to sharing their honest opinions when they know it's like a safe workspace for all of their other opinions, and overall just help the workplace improve. And then for math practice three, constructing viable arguments and critiquing the reasoning of others, the definition is to understand and use stated assumptions, definitions, and previously established results, make and build on logical progressive statements based on those, and analyze situations by breaking them into cases and recognizing counterexamples. Mathematically proficient students are able to compare the effectiveness of two plausible arguments, distinguish correct logic and reasoning from which the argument is flawed, and if there is a flaw in the argument, explain what it is.
So this is a little picture that kind of goes over how elementary age students construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning with others. Elementary students can construct arguments using concrete reference such as objects, drawings, diagrams, and actions. Although their argument may make sense and be correct, it usually is not generalized or made formal until later grades. Students at all grade levels can listen or read the arguments of others, decide whether they make sense, and ask useful questions to clarify or improve arguments.
So this is another example we have for you, and it's write a word problem that models the functioning table below. And the table we gave has an X and Y column with 6 different numbers, and this is a 6th grade project. And you want them to work in a group and figure out what information they could come up with since the table of values. And the example above that one of the students came up with is tickets at the local movie theater cost $7, and this is a function to represent the cost of tickets for X number of people. So if you had 3 people times 7, you get the 21 in the Y column. And you want all groups to have different answers and be able to share with the rest of the classroom and have a good example. And if a group's example does not work for the chart, have the students in the classroom explain why it doesn't work in a very nice and respectful way so they can work on the MP3.
So these are strategies for the classroom to construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning of others. So we could provide opportunities for students to listen to the conclusion and arguments of others, establish and facilitate a safe environment for a discussion, and ask clarifying and probing questions.
And then constructing viable arguments and critiquing the reasoning of others. We found a chart online that has 4 different levels, and we believe they kind of coincide with like the kid aging and progressing and learning to use them better. And so level 1 we thought could be like a first grade-ish student, and they can recognize given information, definitions, and establish results that will contribute to a sound argument and conjecture.
And level 2 is I can communicate my thinking for why a conjecture must be true to others, and I can listen to and read the work of others and offer actionable, growth-oriented feedback using I like, I wonder, and what if to help clarify to improve the work.
Level 3 is I can construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning of others.
In level 4, I can build on the viable arguments of others and use their critique and feedback to improve my understanding of the solutions to a task.
And then for a conclusion, in MP3, to construct a viable argument and critique the reasoning of others is an important skill for students to learn at a young age to use in the classroom and at home, and then to transition it into adulthood and to use in the workplace and everyday life interactions. Thanks.